You have so much anger and rage hiding behind that smile, and you know it. So many of you were conditioned in childhood to not express your anger. You were told that you were not allowed to be angry. You were told that standing up for yourself was talking back. You were met with extreme anger and violence, and you were also isolated and sent to your room when you had big feelings. You were met with verbal and physical abuse and emotional abuse when you had big feelings, especially even when your anger was warranted. You were told that it wasn't. And so you've created the shadow anger. And that shadow has been following you around your entire life. And you've been putting on this mask that you never get mad, that you go with the flow and everything, nothing bothers you. And you've been people pleasing and doing all these different things. But when you get triggered, there's a side of you that comes out that's explosive and it scares you. And it scares usually the people that are around you because you turn into that angry mother or that angry father that you were so scared of. Because even though you couldn't stand how they treated you, you were learning from them. And that anger that has been transferred onto you and that anger that you were not allowed to express is still stewing and living within you. And so now that you are grown up, sometimes you can find yourself projecting your anger or finding someone who's also disempowered the same way that you are disempowered as your punching bag. And it comes with a lot of shame because you're starting to become aware that you do this. You're starting to become aware that you cannot regulate whenever you get mad. You go from 0 to 100. You get super defensive. You're ready to fight. You're ready to scream. You say things that you don't mean and regret later. You do things that you don't mean and regret later. And it's something that has really been causing so much chaos and pain within yourself, but especially in relationships. So that shadow of anger has to be integrated by validating your anger and releasing it and processing it in a sacred, healthy space. We have to start using our words. We have to get to the point where when we get triggered, we don't go from 0 to 100 and react, but we give ourselves some space in between to respond. Why are you feeling so angry? Your anger is valid. Let's just talk about it. Let's just get it out through our words instead of having to yell and scream. Sometimes you guys just go straight to yelling, myself included. I was like this too. We just go straight to yelling because we are already in the mindset that we're not going to be believed, that we're not going to be heard, and that is the way that we were spoken to when we were in childhood. And so we're just repeating these patterns subconsciously, even though we couldn't stand when it was done to us. And so those of you who have children, you may find yourself just wanting to scream right away and just yell and bark and just all the things, and then you feel so much shame because you're just like, I don't want to be this way, but it's such a subconscious pattern. So the way to integrate this shadow of anger is by validating the anger, is by sitting with the experiences that you went through in childhood and really giving your inner child the voice to say, man, that really made me angry. This really hurt me. This was not fair. This was not okay. And so we have to give the validation to the anger. Your anger is so valid. And if you need some help, processing your anger, book a coaching call with me. I help people get through this shadow of anger all the time because it was such a big shadow of mine and I can recognize it, and let's do it together. You don't have to go through it alone. And I know that you want to be able to feel more calm and collected in relationships and also be able to talk about your anger in a healthy, mature way. You're not alone in this. You're not a bad person. You just have to validate your anger. I hope this helps. I love ya. Bye.